How you doing, man? Giant Toddler here, bringing you guys episode 2 of Today I Fudged Up, TIFU. And, so last episode, if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. I go to Reddit's subreddit, TIFU, and read some of the top stories of the day. Well, I promised that I would say my own story of when I messed up, and it's kind of a long story. I'll try to get as much as possible. Some people from my channel have probably heard it before, my girlfriend's stories, or even just a stream or something, so I'm sorry if you've heard it before, but I know I have some new viewers here that probably haven't heard the story yet. And so next week, we'll get back to normal Reddit ones where I'll just read the stories. Also, I want to make mention, if you guys have any game clips you guys want me to put in this video, let me know, because I want to start putting some of you guys as viewers clips at the end of my videos. And the best way to do it is if they're on like the Xbox Game Clips, that website, you know. 30-second videos, if they're funny, they're interesting, they're awesome, it's like a sweet streak or something, let me know. I'll put it at the end. I'll put a little caption of who it is, because I forgot to do that last time, so I'm sorry for all the people in the last video. And so yeah, that'd be awesome. Just have a little montage of your guys' clips that you guys submit. The ways that you guys can submit it is let me know on Twitter, which is at StDx Toddler, or let me know in the comments. Just let me know your gamer tag, and I'll look it up myself and explain the clip to me a little bit so I can find it. You know, it'll be easier depending on how many clips you got. How many clips? Okay, let's get started. So this was back when I was in high school. This was my sophomore year of high school, so it was 8 years ago. It's a long time ago. And there was this girl, and her name was Casey. She had Down syndrome, and she was really nice. I was friends with some people that worked with the special ed area, and so one time I was walking with one of the girls that worked with them, and she goes, "Hi, Casey." Casey says hi, and she's like, "Who's that?" Like pointing at me, and we introduced to each other. I'm like, "Hey, Casey, I'm Ryan," and I had known about her. I just never talked to her before, and she had looked at me in the hallways, but never like said anything to me. Like I honestly remember like seeing it was getting weird. So, anyways, this was actually in my freshman year. So there's a dance or so, and she goes to all the school dances, and she likes to go to a guy and like, "Hey, come dance with me." So she did that to me on my freshman year dance, and you know, I went up to her just like, you know, "Hey, Casey, how you like this song?" Like, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm just trying to dance, you know, be nice. Then I went back to my group, and you know, nothing happened. Actually, that was a weird freshman year. That's another story. That was an interesting dance. Went with one girl, left with the other, and started a huge fight. Literally, because the two girls fist fight each other like 3 weeks later about me. I don't know. It was weird. It was weird. Okay, back to the Stalker story where I messed up. And the reason I messed up is because I think I was too nice in this situation, and let it stew, let it boil up to where I couldn't contain it anymore, the situation. And so next year, you know, she'd see me in the hallway, she'd say hi. You know, it happened for a while, it happened for a few months. Homecoming came up my sophomore year, and I was with my girlfriend at the time, and she saw me right away. Like, I had just been there for 20 minutes. Casey saw me, and she's like, "Come dance with me." I'm like, "Hey, Casey, I'll dance with you a little later." You know, I'm just talking to my friends, you know, just everybody that's coming in, I'm just talking to them, the people that I knew, at least. And she's like, "No, like, right now." She was, like, kind of throwing a fit. And so my girlfriend's like, "Go ahead and go dance with her for a little bit." And like Casey was just like, "One song." So I danced with her for a couple songs, and it was really funny because it was like a Little John song, like a little rapper song. "Throw your hands at the yeah, wow." You know, it was just like rapping, like hardcore rapping. And I'm like, how am I supposed to dance to this like with her? I don't, you know, with a girl with Down syndrome. Like, I hate to say that, but a handicapped little girl. And you know, I was like, "Hey, you like the song?" Like, I don't know, like I was just like moving back and forth like it was like a swing dance. It was just really awkward. My white boy dance moves. Anyways, so after 2 songs, I went back. I was like, "All right, Casey, I'll see you later." And she got mad at me. She just like screamed. She said something, screamed, and stormed off. And I'm like, "Oh God, what did I do?" You know, she told me only 2 songs. You know, I gotta go back to my group. And so later on, we were in my group, and she kept like dancing near us and kept turning around and like looking at me and then looking back forward, dancing, looking back at me, and like glaring at me. And so I'm like, "Guys, we gotta move a little bit. She just keeps doing this, and it's horrible. Like, come on, like, you know, let's move this way." She keeps glaring at me. We moved a little bit across the gym. It was in our gym, and she's doing the same thing. She found us again and kept doing that. Well, all of a sudden, after about 7 minutes of that, she comes over to my girlfriend, taps her on the shoulder, and goes, "Sit in the corner. He's mine." And I'm like, what do I do? And so we were trying to explain to her, you know, like, hey, no, Casey, like, this is my girlfriend. I'm dating her. You know, this is who I'm dating. Unfortunately, I was dating her. She's horrible. But it's Ashley, if you guys remember the girlfriend stories. But I should never have dated her. I should have actually probably dated Casey. She would probably have been less insane. But that's horrible to say. Yeah, sorry. I hope I'm not being offensive by this. Like this, you'll see the situation. I did it as best I could, but I was too nice in the whole situation. So that happened, and eventually she got upset and started crying and ran away. After we're trying to explain to her, like me and my girlfriend, myself, and my 2 other friends, that like, you know, I'm dating her, you know. And so later on, I kind of avoided her the rest of the dance. Like every time we kind of see her, she was looking for me, and I'm like, I gotta hide. The whole dance was ruined because of this. And I didn't realize that the implication that it would start, because the next day at school she found me again, and that began the stalking. Like she would, this part is just all random stories that happened, progressed within about 5 months worth of time at the school. She'd follow me to all my classes. She'd know what time I'd be in the hallway, and I don't know like what her deal was. Like I don't know if they have a class for her, but I swear like she just got to roam free like all the time. Like she found me and nobody had cared. She just got to do her own thing, you know, like the school was her own little mall and shopped around to different people, you know. But so she'd memorize what hallway I'd be in. She'd follow me to my classes. There's one time specifically I went to my history class, and this is a couple months after it's been happening. I've been kind of annoyed by it. Followed me to the class, just standing right in the doorway, just staring at me. Because I kind of figured out, like, even if I tried talking to her, like telling her I had to go to class, she just didn't understand it and she'd get more upset. So I kind of tried to ignore the situation. Hopefully she'd run away. So I was there with one of my best friends, Tyler, and Tyler's like, dude, yo, Casey's right there. Ryan, Casey wants you. So I looked up, I'm like, hey, Casey, yeah, what's up? And she just goes, ah! She screamed as loud as I ever heard anybody scream and runs out the classroom. And there was already about, like, 18 to 20 people in there. And it was awkward silence because we were just like, what the fuck just happened? And my friend goes, Ryan, you're a jerk. And I'm like, I was really embarrassed because I didn't know if people knew the situation, so they probably thought I was actually a jerk to a girl that had Down syndrome. So I'm like, oh god, it's gonna ruin my reputation. I'm gonna be somebody that makes a girl with Down syndrome cry all the time. So some other stuff she did, and by the way, I'm running out of time, so this will have to be a part 2 on the next one, and then we'll go back to the stories. But she hit me with her purse all the time. Like at my locker, she'd get fed up with me and start swinging her purse at me. So I was abused. After it happened for like a month, like it was getting weird. Like she would cheerlead for me in the hallway. She'd like, go Brian, go Brian, you're number 1. Like honestly, just like that. And she'd actually do high kicks and stuff. Like I don't know. Anyways, I went to her teacher one time. Like, hey, so Casey's been following me around for the last month, like nonstop at lunch, in all my classes. And I think I'm hurting her feelings. I was like, because she thinks we're dating, we're not, and I keep trying to explain to her. So the teacher goes, oh, she must think you're cute, and kept her out of lunch for 2 days. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this little story there. We got more coming up. There's a lot more to it. And so yeah, submit your game clips. Leave a talk in the comments if you like the video or not, or whatever. If you want me to continue the series. Oh man, I really practiced this end bit, didn't I? All right, so stay hairy, manginas.